If you watched the Edmonton Oilers game, of course, at the first 40 minutes and didn't watch the last period, where were you? Because it was unbelievable. I was ready to kind of put the game away and saying, you know what, Jersey's got this. They're up 3-0. I'm sure they'll get another goal here or there, and this would be another blowout, another concern for the Oilers. Instead, they came back. They got 4 unanswered goals. There was a freak goal that New Jersey ended up getting in the last minute, but the Oilers ended up winning in overtime. Are the Edmonton Oilers probably one of the luckiest teams in that game, a game that they should have lost?
Last night it hit the old clicker there when it was 3-0, watched Duck Dynasty. And all of a sudden I look back and, wow. I'm a true believer in hockey gods. It sounds corny, but the Oilers lost their home opener to the Jets, a game they probably should have won if Dubnyk can stop a wrist shot from the blue line. And then last night, it was a game they had no reason to be in. All of a sudden, they get a power play in the third, they get a goal, and then like a young team, they're full of you-know-what, and they can go from here to there in a hurry for a young team. The good thing about a young team, you can go up there in a hurry too. So they gave up a greasy one at the end, unfortunately for them, but they needed it. They go 0-3, they host the Habs on Thursday, then they head out east for 6. So they have to get at least another point on Thursday because the road may not be kind for the Oilers.
No, that's true, but you got to watch the game, and you obviously are a fan.
You bet.
Where do you see this team going? Because they're great, they're exciting, they're young, but that back end has got to be scary.
Yeah, it was definitely some highs and lows. I mean, they got booed off the ice at the end of the second period, and I think the important thing to remember is some people are talking about it as a character win and that kind of thing, but really they did only play 20 minutes of hockey, so we can't look too far ahead and think that all of a sudden the season's going to turn around. I think there's definitely some issues, especially with the defense still, and maybe the goaltending situation. It's tough to judge when the defense isn't playing very well. But I mean, there's definitely some talent, but they're going to go through some valleys still, I think, here, and hopefully the coaching staff can make some adjustments and get them playing better hockey.
Oh, it should be interesting coming up. Speaking of interesting, the Saskatchewan Roughriders finally ending that 5-game losing skid, then all of a sudden making another splash via trade, picking up the leading sack leader. We're talking about Alex Hall from Winnipeg, got him and a pick in exchange for offensive lineman Patrick Neufeld, a non-import. Great move by the Riders, okay move by the Riders. Where do you guys stand on this, considering that Alex Hall is going to be going to the NFL or pursuing an NFL contract, and he's a free agent after this year?
He's a rental. Bottom line, a rental. If he gets him to the Grey Cup game, then it's a great move for the Riders. Unfortunately, they give up Neufeld, a Canadian offensive lineman that probably is going to be good for 10, maybe 11 years in the CFL. But the good thing about that, they do get a second-round draft pick, which I think burns the saddle of a lot of people in Winnipeg that they gave up a second-round draft pick for a guy that could play maybe 5 games, maybe 6, maybe 7 games, and that's it.
Yeah, for sure. And I think, for me, I think it's a great move. They're hosting the Grey Cup, obviously, this year. They want to get to the big game, and they've had a lot of success, and I think maybe he might be the piece that pushes them over the top, even if he is just a rental. I think the Saskatchewan fans got to be happy with it. I think it's a great move, and it shows they're committed to winning this year for sure.
Is he that final piece that the Riders are looking for to put them over the top? Of course, Brendan Taman was like, you know what, I'd rather get to him first before anybody else does. So by all accounts, that sounds like he's that piece that will put him over the top.
It would be great to see a linebacker come in to replace Ray Williams. That's probably a tall order. I don't think anybody's just going to lend you a linebacker to go into the playoffs and win a Grey Cup. But good piece. Ricky Foley's going to get pushed for it. I don't sounds like Ricky Foley's too pleased about him coming on board, but competition's good, even in your roster.
Yeah, speaking of competition, I want to get to Tony Romo and what he did. He was a fantastic game, throwing for over 500 yards, 5 touchdowns against the Denver Broncos, leading his team back. However, threw a late pick. Denver went down, got a last-second field goal, ended up winning, beating the Dallas Cowboys. Now, Romo has that ability to shock and awe everybody. The way he plays, the way he scrambles, he's been great, but it's those final few seconds that really hurt him. Is that the difference between him being a great quarterback, a good quarterback, and an elite quarterback? And can you see Romo ever being an elite quarterback?
I think Romo already does play at a high level, and he in that game, I think it's obviously his defense let him down more than anything. He's maybe when he gets marching down the field, he makes some questionable decisions for sure, and he has in the past. But he's obviously a guy that can lead that team down the field and score a lot of points. And he gets a reputation for sure of being a little bit of a choke artist and that kind of thing. But I definitely wouldn't say quarterback is a weakness on that team.
You know what? If you look at Tony Romo, I don't consider him a top 15 quarterback in the NFL. I don't think he'll ever be an elite quarterback. He comes from Dallas, known for Roger Staubach, known for Troy Aikman, Danny White. The list of great quarterbacks in Dallas goes on and on. Tony Romo's not one of them.
All right, guys, we're going to take another quick commercial break. When we come back, we have over-under, and we'll see if Bucky can retain his title.